Welcome, this is Ms. Hadi again. This is FAQ number 2. What's the difference between Google Classroom, the class website, and Jupitergrades? Let's start with Google Classroom. So each of you have been given or emailed a code for your Google Classroom from your teacher. So for example, these are all the classes that I have, and I have some older archived classes, meaning they're no longer classes anymore. So for example, I have AP World History Modern Period 2, Period 6, Period 5, there's different periods. So it will look different on your screen than it looks on mine. So here you can see what class you're in because it tells you, it's labeled. And then there are announcements down underneath. So you can see the first thing I've posted is our syllabus. Up at the top, if I move my face around, you can see where classwork is. So this is where I'm going to post your assignments, and there'll be explanations for the assignments. This is also where you turn it in. I don't really use the Google Calendar for my class, but your teacher might use it. So make sure you double check with your teacher. It will also have who's signed up for the class. And I don't use these grades. I use instead Jupitergrades. Now your Jupitergrades will look differently than mine. So I've logged on to my Jupitergrades already, but yours again will look different. So you have your periods on this left-hand side. I'll put assignments in here and you'll see what they're worth. Don't use the calendar. Again, I don't use the calendar in here. There's also a way where you can contact me through here. If you click on more, it has, mine's the teacher version, so mine's gonna look differently than yours. So really quickly, again, to recap that, your Google Classroom is where you turn things in, and it's where you're gonna see announcements from your teacher. That's the one you wanna check every day. That's what we call our main platform during distance learning. Jupitergrades is just the grade book, and that's where teachers are keeping track of grades, but they're doing it in what we call live time. So it means if I'm here in Nashville putting in your score, you're seeing it as I'm putting it in, but I might be drinking coffee, chatting with my brother from New York, and so it might be wrong. Just be patient, give it time, and if you have a question, politely ask, hey, Ms. Hadi, I noticed the score was missing. Try not to make accusations because it might be that, I'm still working on it. If you see a missing also, that might mean that I don't have that scoring yet, or it might just mean I haven't gotten to yet because I'm still eating breakfast or whatever. So don't worry too quickly. Know that what I'm seeing is what you're seeing. So because it's my grade book, it might take time. Okay, so Jupitergrades is where you're going to check your grades, and Google Classroom is where you're going to check for announcements. What else? There's another website I want you to think about, and that is, our class website. So this class website's older now. I actually had a student help me make it a few years ago, and now it's getting a little outdated. So we don't use this calendar really anymore, but there are online quizzes here for each chapter. You can, practice taking multiple choice quizzes. There's some information about the class. The most important pages are the second page up top where you see AP World History and Ancient World History. I'm going to click on it. You can see there's some vocabulary lists. We're not going to do vocab this year because of the crazy nature of what's going on. We're limiting how many assignments you do, but you can look at what are some important words that you might be tested on. And here are all the lecture slides that you can download, click on, and print. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a different video. There's also some other information. Some of this is no longer relevant. The other really important link is under more. You can go to book chapters, click on that, and you can see online versions of the textbook, which is really important since you guys won't be getting textbooks for a while because we've had some issues at our district with librarians and other problems. So this year, you really want to utilize this. There are different versions of the book, but these ones are going to be okay for what we need. So again, I'll show you how to click on them and download them. So now you've got this website that you know about, the misshadi.weebly.com, which is kind of outdated, but it has versions of the book and it has some things you need. You have your Google Classroom and you have Jupitergrades. I hope that helped you understand the difference between all three types of websites. And I'm going to go ahead and finish the video. Thank you for listening.